Hi there, you curious about what cybersecurity really means but not sure where to start? Have you ever wondered how some people make a career out of keeping the digital world safe? Well, you're in the right place because in this episode, we're going to demystify cybersecurity in the simplest terms. No jargon, just clear, relatable explanations. We'll delve into what cybersecurity is, explore the fascinating domains it covers, and reveal what professionals like me actually do every day. I'm Nathan from StationX, and welcome to the Cybersecurity Diaries. If you find this helpful, please subscribe for more beginner-friendly insights that will kickstart your journey into cybersecurity. And make sure to stick around until the end. I have some exclusive resources to share that you won't want to miss out on. So then, have you ever stopped to think about what cybersecurity actually is beyond the buzzwords? What happens in cybersecurity? What do people do? Well, at its core, cybersecurity is like the protective shield for everything that we value in the digital world. And everything we value in the digital world, we refer to as our assets. So for businesses, they need cybersecurity. It's about safeguarding their digital systems, their servers, their sensitive information, their customer data. Those are the things that they care about. That's their assets. So think about a company like Amazon. Imagine the chaos if their customer data wasn't secure, if your customer data, if my customer data wasn't secure. And for nations, of course, they need cybersecurity as well. That involves securing the technology behind critical infrastructure, their government operations and military systems. It's protecting the backbone of the country, essentially, with cybersecurity. And for individuals like you and me, it's about keeping our personal devices safe and secure, our online accounts safe, and private data away from prying eyes and making sure it's confidential. So in short, if you value something that relies on technology, cybersecurity is what keeps it safe from cyber attacks, from our adversaries. And our adversaries would be things like hackers or nation state attacks and things like that. So that, in a nutshell, is cybersecurity. Let's dig deeper. You might be wondering about how crucial cybersecurity is for different organizations. Well, think of an organization as a living organism, a living creature. Sales, revenue, and profits are like oxygen to that creature. So they're absolutely essential for survival. Cybersecurity is like the immune system. You might not think about it every day, but without it, even a small virus can be devastating. That's cybersecurity, like the immune system. For some organizations like hospitals or nuclear power plants, cybersecurity is critical because the impact, the damage of an attack can be life-threatening or cause massive disruptions. A ransomware attack on a hospital could delay surgeries. It could compromise patient care and cause significant financial losses. For others, with fewer digital assets or limited exposure to threats, it might be less of a focus. Cybersecurity may be less important. The key is aligning cybersecurity efforts with the organization's specific risks and objectives. And as cybersecurity professionals, our role is to implement defenses that appropriately mitigate risks while supporting the business's objectives or their overall business strategy. So it can feel a little bit overwhelming, the vastness of cybersecurity. So let's break it down into digestible pieces. We've divided it into specific domains here to help you see how different parts work together. This isn't an official split, these domains that you can see here. And if you are listening only, you can get the diagram from the show notes. This is just our way of making sense of cybersecurity and all of the domains that are in it. Each domain focuses on a different aspect of protecting systems and data, with people, process, and technology all working together in harmony to create the function of cybersecurity. So let's explore the key domains within cybersecurity and how they fit into the bigger picture of cybersecurity. Security architecture. Imagine you're an architect, but instead of designing buildings, you're designing secure systems. As a security architect, I once worked with a bank building a mobile banking app. My role was to design its security, deciding what's needed, like encryption to protect data or multi-factor authentication to verify users and secure connections to transfer information safely. I then guided the developers on how to implement these security measures during development. Security architecture ensures systems are secure by design with the right protections built in from the start. That is architecture. Application security. Ever used an app, piece of software, and wondered how safe is your data within this app? Well, application security is all about protecting the apps, the software that we use every day, like the banking apps or the social media platforms that you use. Attackers often target these apps to steal data or to disrupt services. Tools like OWASP Zap and Veracode are used to scan for vulnerabilities in code, ensuring that the apps are secure before they go live. For example, these tools can detect issues like what are called SQL injection attacks, where attackers are trying to exploit an app's database. By securing apps at every stage of the developmental lifecycle, from design requirements to deployment, this domain plays a crucial role in keeping user data safe. We also have frameworks and standards. So you can think of these as the rules of the game. Frameworks and standards provide organizations with guidelines and best practices to stay secure and compliant. For example, you have ISO 27001. This is an international standard for building and maintaining effective security practices, while the NIST or NIST cybersecurity framework offers guidelines to manage risks. These frameworks ensure organizations have clear steps to protect their systems and meet regulatory requirements, such as HIPAA, which is in the healthcare sector, or GDPR, which is in Europe. The next domain is risk assessment. This domain focuses on identifying, analyzing, and prioritizing potential threats. For example, let's say LinkedIn, the business. It might evaluate risks like phishing attacks, targeting user accounts, or weak password policies. It might do an assessment on those risks and then make appropriate actions based on the risk that's being assessed. Offensive security, such as penetration testing or ethical hacking, can also fit under this domain of risk assessments. You're assessing the risk, the technical risk related to vulnerabilities. Penetration testers, they simulate real attacks to uncover vulnerabilities, to find vulnerabilities, essentially security weaknesses, before they can be exploited by non-ethical hackers. And tools like Nessus or Metasploit are often used in this process to identify those weaknesses and to suggest improvements. We have something called enterprise risk management, taking a broader view. Enterprise risk management focuses on how potential threats could impact the entire business. It's about ensuring organizations have strategies in place, such as regular backups, robust incident response plans, and even cyber insurance to mitigate these risks. Another interesting domain is threat intelligence. This is staying ahead of the bad guys. Threat intelligence involves gathering and analyzing information about potential threats that are out there to predict and to prepare for those attacks. For example, Microsoft, when they discover new malware or they discover a new bug in their code targeting Windows users, they need to analyze it. They need to share the findings and the results so that other organizations can protect themselves as well. Threat intelligence helps businesses understand the tactics and motivations of attackers and the risks and vulnerabilities that are out there. Governance is a super important area. We're talking about leadership, strategy, management. This domain ensures that cybersecurity efforts align with an organization's overall goals and business strategy, or organizational strategy, or mission if it's in the military, and that the right policies and practices are in place. For example, governance involves creating policies for handling sensitive data, ensuring compliance with laws like GDPR, and setting a clear strategy for how to respond to security incidents. It's about making sure the entire organization is aligned in its approach to cybersecurity from the high level, from the strategy perspective. And the final domain we'll cover is security operations. This is the frontline defense. This is monitoring systems, responding to incidents, and keeping everything running smoothly. For example, a security operations center, also called a SOC, continuously monitors, it's a room full of people. Those people, they continuously monitor a company's network for unusual activity. If there's an attempted breach, incident responders act quickly to contain the threat and minimize damage. Tools like SIEM, which is Security Information and Event Management Systems, help gather and analyze data to detect potential attacks in real time. And by organizing cybersecurity into these domains, you can start to see where you might fit in. Are you the strategist, the detective, the architect, the hacker? The possibilities are endless. There are roughly maybe 40 or 50 different types of jobs within cybersecurity. So now that you know the basics, think about what domain interests you the most. Maybe you're intrigued by designing secure systems, or perhaps the thrill of hunting down cyber threats appeals to you. Now, another topic that we should discuss When you're learning about cybersecurity, you'll often hear terms like information security as well, and IT security, as well as cybersecurity. These terms are sometimes used interchangeably, but it can be a bit confusing. So let's clarify. Historically, information security was the broadest term. It focused on protecting all kinds of information, whether it was stored digitally, written on paper, or even spoken aloud. The goal was to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information, often referred to as the CIA triad. IT security emerged as organizations began using computers and networks to manage their operations. It specifically focuses on protecting IT systems, such as servers, network, software, from unauthorized access or damage. Then there's cybersecurity, which we're talking about, which has grown in importance as the world has become more connected. Initially, cybersecurity was seen as a subset of information security, focusing solely on digital threats. But as technology evolved, cybersecurity expanded to include not just IT systems and data, but also IoT, Internet of Things devices, control systems, the sort of systems that control things like power plants or manufacturing, and even cyber physical infrastructures. You can think power grids. So today, these terms, IT security, information security, cybersecurity, they've converged. And cybersecurity is often seen as the umbrella term that's most commonly used. So it encompasses protecting all aspects of digital technology and information from threats. And remember, every expert was once a beginner. Your journey into cybersecurity starts now. If you found this episode insightful, please subscribe to the Cybersecurity Diaries for more beginner-friendly insights that will help you kickstart your career and your understanding and learning of cybersecurity. And as promised, I have something special for you, introducing the Cybersecurity Mega Pack. It's packed with guides, cheat sheets, career matching apps, and everything you need to start your journey into a career in cybersecurity and learning cybersecurity. And the best part, it's free. So just check out the show notes and get your copy. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Cybersecurity Diaries. I'm Nathan from StationX. I can't wait to help you navigate your journey into this exciting field. See you next time on Cybersecurity Diaries.